How many of you have ever been on a diet? I know I've been on lots of diets. I'm sure the majority of us have been on more than one kind of a diet. And I don't mean just like, a named or celebrity diet like the Atkins diet or the keto or something like that. I just mean a diet as in suppressing what you eat, eating a minimal amount of food or drink to lose weight. Now my next question is, how many of you actually think about on a daily basis and consider your actual diet? I know that I didn't the majority of my entire life. My diet was eat whatever you wanted to eat. Now, isn't that weird? That the diet is two definitions and two different ways that we treat it. And this thing is the most important thing. It's the key to all of our problems. Yet we are looking at it one way only, and the other way just seems to go into the dark. But the way that goes in the dark is the important way. I want to explain myself in this video how stupid diets are and how they don't work, yet how important your diet is and how it does work. I feel like I should start with a brief overview of myself and my life so you know that I'm not full of boop and that I know what I'm talking about through experience, through actually doing it, through trial and error and actually achieving it, okay? I'm 44. Ever since I was a teenager and me and my sister could drive when we got our car, we went to the grocery store and we started buying all the things that my dad would never let us buy. We started eating all the junk food we wanted, whatever looked good, we ate it. We went out to McDonald's and got Frosties and, all of that. And we started gaining weight. So we were overweight teenagers and we had continued to be overweight basically our entire lives. My normal weight as a teenager was probably around 200, maybe a little more pounds. And then I gained more weight as an adult, like in my 20s. I basically was around 250. And then when I got a little older, yet still like in my 30s, my lower weight was 250 and then up to 300 was my heaviest. So I basically weighed 250 to 300 the majority of my adult life. I want to talk about diets now and what I thought of them. When I thought of a diet, like I said, I'm 44. This is way back like in the 80s or maybe even the 70s, but I was too young then. So the 80s, like Herbalife and Alba, like the shakes and stuff, like health foods and supplements. And I always thought of a diet as basically some kind of like a secret or a miracle kind of thing that I could do. I could take these pills, I could drink this shake, or I could, do this or that, and I could lose weight. I don't want to be fat anymore. I can lose that weight and be thin. I'm sure majority of everyone kind of feels that when I think about diets. That's the magic of diets. That's what makes us spend our money on these products, basically. But do diets work? No. Now don't say, well, my friend was on a diet and she lost 100 pounds. I'm not saying that diets have not worked for people. I'm saying diets don't work. Because you know why? If they worked, we'd all be thin and healthy. I know that I've been on plenty of diets, and if they worked, I wouldn't have been fat anymore, right? They can't work, or there still wouldn't be millions of people unhealthy or overweight on these diets. So yeah, sometimes I went on a diet and I did restrict like what I ate and I tried to, follow certain things and I did lose weight, like I said myself. Like if I had weighed 300 pounds, I might have lost 50 pounds, which is a lot, and got down to 250. And I was like, oh wow, look, I lost weight. But no matter how many years I, gained or lost, I never went down past a plateau. I might have lost a big chunk, but I never got healthy. I never lost the whole amount of weight that I needed to lose. I never maintained it more than probably a year or so. And it's not the kind of diet that people try. It doesn't matter if you're cutting out your carbs or if you're cutting out fat, or if you're cutting out sugar, right? It's not the choice that people are making that's because it's not working. It doesn't matter what kind of diet that someone goes on, it's not going to work because it's not the diet that's going to ever make you lose weight or be healthy. It's only yourself. So after struggling with my own weight all my life, I finally, starting 7 years ago, I started my own determined plan that I had made, and I started to lose weight. I lost 50 pounds each year for 3 years, so 150 pounds, and then I maintained it now for 4 years. So it's 7 years in total that it's been on this journey, and I'm still at around 160 pounds right now. I said this a few years ago, and I'm going to say it again. When I chose to, change my life and lose weight, I kept thinking, what if you were stranded on an island and all you could eat was like the fish and some bananas or some nuts or some leafy vegetables or something, if that, right? You walk around and you have to get your own food, forage and hunt it or whatever, and you just eat lean, nutritious, but just sparse foods. You wouldn't be fat. As I told myself, Elizabeth, you wouldn't be overweight and unhealthy. There's no excuse. I knew deep down all these years, no matter all these dumb diets and things I tried, I knew the real truth. I just didn't want to admit it to myself, because the real truth was, you can't eat what you eat. You can't do what you're doing and make a change, because you can't continue to eat how you're eating and lose weight. You can't continue to eat how you're eating and be healthy, because obviously the results of what I'm choosing to do is making me unhealthy and fat. So I have to totally change that in order to change my weight and my health. And that is the truth. The reason some diets work for some people is because it's the person. It all comes down to the person and your determination, your willpower, and your ability to hang in there for a long time. Because even if you do manage to lose a lot of weight, it doesn't just stop there. I kind of thought that, like, if I could lose weight and be thin, like take a pill or do something, or have a surgery and just lose all this weight, then I could, enjoy my food and stuff. Maybe not as much, of course, cut down, not eat as bad, but still eat normal, because now that I'm not overweight, it'd be okay. But it's not. If you do manage to lose a lot of weight, your body, it almost gets worse. It's worse to maintain, because it's like your metabolism slows down, and you're hungry, and you have those cravings. I have them all the time, okay? I'm constantly living with, it's like an alcoholic or a drug addict or a cigarette smoker or any other addiction in life, nail biting. I mean, anything that you're stopping, your mind's constantly still wanting it. It's going to be a struggle. And that's why so many diets fail. And that's why it did for me all my life, is because I didn't want to change. I didn't want to change what I ate and how I drank and my life, basically. I didn't want to. I wanted to eat the foods I ate, because eating is comforting. It not only physically feels good. I mean, they literally say we have a place in our brain that sugar stimulates, and it's close to an orgasm if you look at a brain scan. That sugar and foods really do something for us in our bodies, and we love them, okay? And not only that, but mentally, I know that I used to, I still do, if I feel depressed or sad, food is comforting. Eating is comforting. It's a lot of times it's more of a habit than anything else. Sometimes I find myself eating out of habit, even if I'm full and don't want to eat anymore. So it's extremely hard to be healthy and in turn lose weight. See, that's another thing. I always thought of just wanting to lose weight, be thin. I never really thought of wanting to be healthy, but that's the most important thing. And once you become healthy, you lose the weight. But I never wanted to commit to a real life change. And that's basically what you have to do in order to lose a drastic amount of weight and to maintain it. So, the first step would be to forget about dumb diets. There is no quick and easy way. You have to just admit that to yourself. This is how I'm saying I'm going to help you, regardless if you do that and become healthy and lose weight, or if you choose not to. this step here will help you either way because you can come to terms with it. Like if I chose at that point when I realized if I chose to not stop eating, that's my cat, sorry. If I chose to not change my patterns in my life and I continued, eating the things I wanted to eat and living how I wanted to live, then I could have admitted that I was going to stay the way I was and that I was fine with that I was choosing that life and that I was going to be fine with that. I wasn't going to keep reaching for these fantasies of some kind of miracle weight loss or something I could do without changing my habits, right? That it just wasn't true. So if you're choosing that path, try to come to terms with you are who you are. You're beautiful how you are. You don't have to lose weight. You don't have to be healthy. Look at my dad. My dad never ate bad food. He didn't let us eat bad food. He didn't go out to eat hardly any kind of desserts and sugars. He always worked out. Ever since he was a teenager, he'd run. He was physical. He lifted weights. He was the perfect active person. He died anyways. You're going to die. Live how you want to live. You have to want to change your life and to lose weight and be healthy more than you want to have the comfort or the taste of the food or whatever it is that's making you unhealthy. And that right there, you wouldn't think such a simple choice would be the hardest part of it all. That's the hardest part, is to actually say, I love myself. I care about myself enough to say no. That's what I did. I knew when I ate like a gallon of ice cream in 2 days, I knew that I was killing myself. I knew I was hurting myself. I knew I was going to get diabetes. I knew I was going to get some kind of disease or get sick or whatever, right? I didn't care. I wanted to do that. I wanted to eat that. And I chose that. I chose that over myself, basically. And so then the day when I said enough, I said, I love myself. I want to give myself every day I can. And I'm choosing health. At first, it was kind of like, a choice kind of thing. I didn't really necessarily believe in it 100%. But now, after feeling, oh my gosh, after feeling how it feels to really be able to live, and I can say that because losing weight really makes you feel so great. Being healthy makes you just feel and be able to live life so differently, to do all the things I wanted to do, to dance and I can ride a bike and I can skate. I can do everything I want to do and I don't have to breathe hard when I walk and I can feel active and alive and it invigorates your body. And that is way better than eating. Trust me, I ate this holiday season. I ate junk food and what I call treats. I'll explain that in another video, I guess, because this one's probably long already. But they are not worth it. It's kind of like cheap sex. You might get a really freaking good orgasm out of it, but then it's over and you kind of feel afterwards, and it's just totally not worth a constant 24/7 orgasm that you can have from being healthy and alive compared to that quick food, So I really seriously hope that you choose to look at your actual diet and what you consume on a daily basis and change that instead of looking at diets. Just totally forget about diets altogether. Either choose a real diet and that kind of lifestyle or just love yourself and how you live now. But I'm going to make another video here very soon for anyone who is curious or who truly wants to see how to go that way with the real health diet way. I'm going to make another video on how I started that and tips on how you can do that too. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful journey either way.